Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
Production.
7 Mile Radio.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
Every time, man. Every time. Hello. Hey, everybody. I'm back. I miss you. Hope you miss me too. It's my first Monday in at least a month. At least a month. And I miss you, Mark.
No, you don't.
Oh, yeah.
No,
he
you
ain't lying because I saw him last week.
No, you haven't.
You're right. You're right. But, yes, I miss this microphone. And I miss talking to y'all. Come on in here and share the link for me because you know Facebook is still hating. Still hating in a matter of, I just got out of jail last week. So, of course, my posts are still going to be pushed lower in feeds as they told me. I don't know if I can see my face. I have on a different wig today.
Well, scoot over to your left a little bit so
Let's
they can
see.
Yeah. And then, you know, I need everybody that's watching the videos, every time you tune in, make sure that you go to 7 Mile Update and make sure that your notification settings are turned on, right? Because I find out that I have 50,000 followers on this page and their notifications aren't turned on to get notified when we go live. Hence the reason why we don't get all of the people viewing that we feel like we should. A lot of new people have been following the page because of the shows, and people are not turning their notification bell on. So what I need you to do is turn your notification bell on so you can get the notification when Marcy go live or when Detroit
Especially
Dave
when I go live.
Yeah, everybody go live on the network. You can get the notification and tune in to the show and get the information because we have a lot of stuff going on.
Come on in here. Come on in here. So.
And YouTube. Shout out to YouTube as well. Everybody go ahead and as well. Make sure that your notification bell is turned on. Smash that notification bell, as they say on YouTube.
Yeah. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
So y'all see the title of this show today. I'm just going to dive right into it because you see me and Mark are doing well, you know. So
Yes.
I did get a little sick early August. I got the bug, the COVID bug, but I want to say I'm doing better, but I mean, I'm definitely negative, but I also feel negative in a sense.
Damn.
So anyway, take care of yourselves. So yesterday I worked my first Lions game and I only made a couple $100. I want to make $1,000. So next time when y'all come there, ask me what bar I work at so y'all can come see me. So it was cool though. I did enjoy myself. I had hope, you know, in the beginning, the Lions, you know, they scored first. Everybody went crazy, you know. But the Lions lioned. And
the Lions lioned. They did what they usually do.
Yeah.
Lions gonna lion.
The Lions are going to lion. But the thing is, we did a little better this time because we didn't like stop. I mean, we didn't lose like at the very last minute. We lost kind of early on. And I'm kind of proud that we got out of there, you know, only by 3, right?
Oh, so it was better because they lost the whole entire game. It wasn't, they didn't like.
Yeah, it wasn't like a
win
build up and let down.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah.
At this point, we're looking
we knew
at
they was gonna lose. That's why they was mad in the stands.
Let me tell you how mad, right?
And such.
Yeah, a man was walking up the stairs with half his face was red from blood. Like what goes on? And there was an Eagles fan that was marching in front of him as if he was trailing his victory behind him. So did the Eagles fan like blow his nose out? That's terrible. I mean, but even the Lions fans last night were blowing each other's nose out.
They were just mad.
Yeah, they were very, very upset. I actually the video that's viral online right now where the guy, the off-white guy with the Timmy with the white shirt on, and he's beating down whoever comes around his way. I walked right past him, and I was like, yeah, so he gonna start something, and he did. Overall, I did. I would say I kind of enjoyed the experience. It was cool. I haven't been to a Lions game since the Silverdome. You know what I mean? And I haven't been around that many people in a long time either. You know, it's kind of overwhelming, especially after everything that's happened. So I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. If the monkeys start pocking, I am going to.
Monkeys start poxing.
Poxing. I'm going to work from home. Screw that. I'll just be doing hair full time. Okay. So, staying on the matter of sports, I want to just say, I know it's a sensitive subject, but Renaissance did lose this weekend to Cass by 66 points in a football game. In a football game, no, it wasn't basketball. But that's fine. Whatever, Cass. Y'all can go pick on somebody your own size. Let's just be honest here. You know, of course there's a rivalry, okay? But it was never a sports rivalry between us, okay? So a lot of alumni are very upset, like, dang, how this happened?
You would say that now that you got your ass mopped in the damn game and shit. Like, yeah, it was a rivalry. It wasn't about sports. We ain't talking about that part.
What I'm trying to say is, we're pretty sure we lost the Cast more than we wanted to cast in football. So I mean, it's kind of like the same, which is why I wanted to name the show I Know You Lying, Rennie, but he thought that was corny and wasn't big enough, and I was gonna use lion like Lion.
People wouldn't have known what you was talking about enough to tune in if they seen that. Like,
okay, I feel you, but y'all appreciate it, right? Let me get some, or. So show some love in the comments, So anyway, alumni are like, well, why did this happen? How did this happen? I'm like, well, first of all, we were always better in basketball, okay? Don't sleep on us. We had 2 All-Americans, a couple All-Americans in 1 year, okay? And don't forget, if y'all want to call in and weigh in on this, set me straight, whatever you want to, 313, is that the number right here? 313-723-0481, or he's gonna put it up on the screen. And don't get it twisted, Cash. You're still number 2. And let me tell you why. I got some stats for you, and they're actually current. Okay. As of when it comes to reading and language arts, Renaissance, we rank in the top 5%. Y'all rank in the top 20%. Okay, so don't forget that. I don't care how many touchdowns y'all made this weekend. All right? And like I said, go pick on somebody your own size. Y'all ain't doing all that over at King. You're not doing all that over there. So stay off Outer Drive. You stanking it up. Let me stop. I got a lot of cast watchers. They gonna call me and cuss me clean out. Okay, but honestly, truly, great job this weekend, Cass. And Renaissance, we'll find a way to figure this out. Let's be honest. It's way more easy to press academics on an athlete who was inspired by athletics. I mean, if he really wants to play football, he's gonna, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my grades together. They want to play basketball, yes, I'm gonna get my grades together. We're not gonna talk about the politics involved in that, because I think a lot of us have done some basketball homework before that wasn't ours. But it's way easier to push that way than to push a person who's really, their sport is academia. It's going to be kind of hard sometimes for you to try to give them enough reason to force them into something they're not that interested in physically. A sport, if they're not interested in sports like that. So
yeah, that's kind of how I was about sports for a long. I ain't gonna say for a long time, but it's like I'm not really that interested in sports to follow every game and how the players and their stats and all. Like, I'm just not that interested in it for that. I'm entertained by it. I like watching. I like football, baseball, basketball, but I'm just not gonna follow the sport, I guess, to know all of the players' stats and all that. Like, I don't watch it that consistently. I'll say it like that. So
yeah, different levels of sports interest, and then there's some guys who aren't interested at all. If they're strictly interested in something else that's going to help them get into college or to the next level already, then why would they need to add sports other than maybe practicing some level of teamwork and discipline and other types of discipline, because clearly they got it. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. It's hard to make a dork a jock, okay? It's easier to make a jock look like a dork. That's all I'm trying to say. If you got an issue with my verbiage, email yourself. So with that being said, we're talking about youth sports here at this moment, because I was just talking about, of course, my high school. But that rivalry is really friendly. No matter how deep I just tried to get, the rivalry there is very friendly. And of course, I hang around tons of people from that high school and stuff. What happens was when the rivalry at these games gets out of hand, and embarrassingly enough, the adults have been acting the worst when it comes to youth sports in the most recent years. So, for a prime example, rest in peace to Michael Hickman, a youth football coach in Texas. Two opposing teams, his team and another team, were arguing about a ref's call. Mind you, not even arguing with the ref; they're arguing with each other about the ref's call or the sport or the score. So stuff that's already happened, and it becomes physical. And I guess at some point, one of the other coaches pulled out a gun and shoots down Michael Hickman, and he passes away. A father, and clearly a father even more than his own children. So I'm just like, what's gonna make you that mad? First of all, why do you have a gun here? So the person was Jacob Talib. No, excuse me. Yeah, Jacob Talib. Akib Talib's brother, who was in the NFL.
Okay.
You know how to get Jacob. It's not Jacob, it's Jacob. So, an NFL player's brother actually did this, and he has a history of violence. So, after he found out the coach passed away, he turned himself in. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't want him to die. I didn't know. So why are you busting? First of all, you're putting the same children that you mentor and coach in grave danger. You're putting their lives in danger. So what are you really here for? And how about this? You just got some mental issues. My heart goes out to those parents. I asked a few of my friends with children that are in youth sports and a few of my friends that coach youth sports, because a lot of shootings and fights happened this weekend. Not this weekend, but this summer and last year over during youth sports. Definitely this year. We heard about the shooting at Persian, which wasn't necessarily, I don't know if it's sports related or not. Actually, it was a opposing team that wanted to come seek revenge somehow. Then you had
At Persian recently.
It was like months ago. There was a shooting.
Yeah, I remember. I reported on that. I believe it's the same one you're talking about.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was an altercation, and then one of them left and came back with a gun and shot up the truck in the parking lot. Yeah.
So then we had one similar happen on the west side. There was a fight that happened at a PAL game. So, I asked a few of my friends, and my homegirl, Sydney, she has twins. I believe one's in volleyball and one's in football or basketball. And so I asked her experience as a mother in youth sports. And she said initially she was able to establish a sports family when they joined 5 years ago. Now it's crazy. She said parents are fighting and they're betting on the children a lot. Like, ain't that weird? Betting on the kids. And now the kids are doing a lot of team hopping. Like they're doing the NBA stuff where they're going to jump around to different teams and just so we can make the mega team, stuff like that. I remember back in the day, you were loyal to who your football team was. Maybe because everything was a little more local for them. It's like, hey, I have to play for the Buccaneers. I got to play for them because they're walking distance, and that's where I want to play. But even outside of that, no, my brother could have played for other teams, but no, he stuck with the Broncos, the Pal Broncos, for a long time until he couldn't anymore. So I feel like that is definitely something different. Team hopping, like what y'all doing? She said this what really got me. She said the coaches are sometimes great coaches, but not great guys. Great coach, but not a great person. And a lot of dads and coaches are living through their children, so the kids aren't having fun.
Yeah.
So
you see that a lot.
And we might have seen one or two dads doing that back in the day at the games. I mean, I remember when I played basketball in middle school, and sometimes we did have a few, and we will scrimmage the boys, and sometimes the guys' fathers would come in there and be a little too aggressive, but it was like one person. I can't imagine that being more than one person in there doing that. That's crazy. She said, so anonymously, somebody else said her daughter has a volleyball coach, but how can she trust her volleyball coach if the volleyball coach blatantly doesn't have an occupation? She smokes and she drinks, and if the mom knows, the kids know. And my thing is like, we had coaches that did that stuff, but we didn't know. Our coaches were not angels. Our coaches were not. We knew some of our coaches were hood, straight up, but we didn't know these things. So, basically, she sums it up. Integrity seems to be a large part of the issue. But that stuck out. Some people are great coaches, but not great people. My homegirl, she is a cheer coach. I asked her stance. She's a cheer coach, and her husband is a football coach. She doesn't have her own children, but she does raise other people's children. So I do still consider her, a mother. She's been a coach for years, and she made a good point. She said, we need more volunteers. And that made me think. That makes a lot of sense because a lot of these coaches, they're stipend in a way. Like they get stipends or they make, I don't know exactly how they make money while they're doing it. But people who do things for free, usually they're passionate about what it is. And I remember being at Little League games, my brother's Little League games, where the parents ran the concession stands. The parents ran Social Security. Their parents ran transportation. So, and there were a lot of parents that were doing it. I don't know if there's less parents now.
They're more involved in the event and the experience of it all, as opposed to just being there to be the parent of the winning kid.
That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it was more so the experience of it than just the like you like you said they living through their kids. They're like that's my trophy if you win. You know what I mean? It makes me really be sad that the sports programs may have been cut from whatever schools they went to. Like, what happened? Yeah,
How you trying to live it out now?
They're trying to live it out through their kids, and you know what I'm saying. They when they're disappointed, they start acting like the kids. They get emotional and get to fighting on the field and all kind of other nonsense.
Let me see. I'm inviting more people. Y'all share this link. Hey, Apple.
And make sure you subscribe to the page, ladies and gentlemen, because the notification, we want you to make sure to get your notifications when we go live with Marcy's show every week.
Absolutely. So, she said there needs to be more volunteers. She said, the parents are taking it more serious than the kids, and their kids aren't even having fun anymore. I can't imagine the kid going to a game like, oh, I gotta play,
but it's kids out there like that though, because their parents is like making them. The parent want to participate in the game more than the kid do.
Yeah, you see them all on the field, and then we have a third take. So my one homegirl, she said I shouldn't even really ask her because the league that her son plays soccer in, everybody wins all the time, and so I'm like,
there's no losers in the game.
There's no losers in the game. And you think that will raise like some kind of little entitled, spoiled asshole, but no, that's not her son at all. So I would have never really thought that that's what he played at. I'm seeing him accept loss. You know what I mean? Like, so it makes me wonder, like the idea that we thought that giving everybody a trophy every time would be a negative impact. I'm wondering why I thought that. Now, because we do say that people need to know how to lose.
And I feel like it takes away the incentive to win. Like, if I know that I'm going to be rewarded no matter if I didn't, and I understand being rewarded just because of your effort and your participation. You know what I mean? That's a part of learning sports.
That's what I'm thinking it is. It's like you're getting awarded for whatever effort you tried. But at the same time, you do see those kids out there. I think their win is every goal. Oh, I hit one. Oh, I got one. Oh, I got one. It's like a goal. Every goal is. So it makes me wonder, like, should it be like that for smaller children? And then, I don't know, work your way up to learning how to lose, or I don't know. I mean, or do they feel like anytime the other team scores? Do they feel like anytime the other team scores, do they think that's a L right there? That means they're learning how to lose and win faster.
Yeah. And like Apple just said, you got to lose to appreciate the wins. Like, how do you even know what winning feels like if you win, even if you lose? Like, you don't appreciate it. You don't experience winning if you get the same benefits from losing as if you won.
Now, what if they don't look at that game that's that deep? What if they just look like it as a soccer party?
See, and that's what it makes it now. It's just a ball party.
And they are real young, like 4 and 5. So maybe because I don't even think they start that.
Okay. So now with that being said, being 4 and 5 and that young, because you don't want to, you don't want to
put kind of pressure.
At that age, right? It's like you don't want to devastate them at that age. I mean,
Yeah.
because again, if you're on a team like at 4 or 5 years old and you're constantly losing, that'll burn the impression into a kid's mind that you don't really want
Like
them
if-
to have.
Like if
No.
you lost at Renaissance 0 to 66 and you were 4.
No.
That would be a very sad toddler. I mean, yeah, imagine a toddler being sad at home all day because they.
Or regardless of being beat repetitive times, being on a losing team, you just take a loss that large, right? You just get whooped 100 to zip.
Yeah.
And you a 5-year-old, like you going home with a broken heart, man.
Yeah,
And
broken
kids,
heart.
You know, parents got to go home and deal with that now.
Ice
you know
cream
what I mean?
ain't gonna fix that
Ice
one.
cream, yeah, man. So so I can
Yeah.
understand that at that age. You know what I mean, so once you get into, middle school, that's when the losses and the wins. You got to be able to, because by that time you taking on getting talked about in school and bullying and captain on and all of that type of stuff. So
Yep. So you're getting used to that
you're
feeling
getting
of
used
loss.
to the, you know what I mean. You're getting a little edge on you.
Yep. So now that we see the kids are going in the right direction, it's us adults that really need to. It's coming time when we need to check ourselves and decide. Boom, I'm not going to, even though this other person might be an asshole at this game, I'm not going to engage with it. But y'all need to not go in there all zooted so y'all can be more self-aware. The police has other things to do, okay, other than come to Little League games and detain their parents while they're on the field, okay? Please. You wasting everybody's time. And I hope some of y'all do get locked up, especially y'all that choose to bring these guns up there.
Man.
That's ridiculous. I honestly, I had a dream that I was a cop last night.
Oh God.
It was terrible. I've never been so much. I was embarrassed. I was humiliated. People were staring at me
Why were you embarrassed and humiliated?
because I was the ops.
Oh. Okay. All right. You walking through the hood and okay.
People were looking out their windows that knew me, like just side eyeing me, like look at you. But guess what? My close friends were like, hyping me up. Like it came to my ceremony and everything. But the messed up part is I wore the uniform wrong, like rebelliously. Like I pulled
In true Marcy fashion.
I kept messing up the collar. Like I tried to act like it was a costume or something, but no. Yeah. But that's not the point. I want to talk about the cops because I actually was in a meeting the other day. I want to tell y'all about the police. I told you the other day already, but I didn't get a chance to tell my audience about the new neighborhood policing. So, of course, y'all know Queen Menifee, my mother, is the Neighborhood Block Club president of 8 Mile, 7 Mile, Losser, Evergreen. So if you want to open up something over there, you got to write her a letter. Anyway, so they the neighborhood policing department came to the meeting. It's like 3 for that precinct, maybe like 4 or 5 officers, and they came and explained to us exactly what they do in this new community policing strategy of theirs, where it's centering around veterans' mental health, people that have drug issues, that drug abuse, and outright psychiatric patient situations that sometimes are called in as crime, or called in and they have nothing else to label it under but a crime situation, but it's not necessarily. It could be cousin Pookie losing his mind saying, I'm about to fuck everybody up in here, even my auntie. And it's like he's really going off, but he's not about to do it, but they scared. Anyway, let me tell you how they will only know that, though. These people are allowed nearly double, if not double, the amount of time than regular cops are allowed to assess, de-escalate, and even if they have to detain someone, but they have double the amount of time that the regular police have to assess a situation and resolve it in the safest way without somebody being dead. You know what I mean? They've received special training over the last 5 to 10 years to be able to do this. I say 5 to 10 because I think she said like 6, 7, because I don't remember this ever being talked about, but maybe all those rumors about policemen being trained in, more of a social work way, to be social workers in a way, was actually being effective. Was actually in effect. For example, like I said, they're taking those calls where people are in a crisis. For example, that remember that we just talked about that shooting over at Persian. Not too long after that, a young man was right near there in a car, saying, I'm going to take my life. They were able to go to his car, get him to put the gun down and detain him and take him to treatment. Not jail, treatment.
Right.
That's the difference between these policemen and the other ones. These policemen they're able to transport to treatment, and the courts for these policemen, they sentence you to treatment. So if you say somebody was on drugs and they did something crazy because they're on drugs, or maybe they've been found, somewhere because they're fucked up, they're sentenced to treatment, not jail, not drug possession. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They also establish a rapport with these people, with their regulars, if you have a job, a lot of the times you have regulars. Well, their regulars are the people that will rely on them to sometimes calm them the fuck down if they need them. And opposed to a new cop coming every time that's not familiar with Pookie losing his mind, somebody that Pookie doesn't trust, you have to have cops who are familiar with him, know what to say to him, and try to get the situation de-escalated to where nobody's dead, Pookie's not choking Auntie, the dog's not getting kicked, and the police is not shooting at him because he's running at them with a knife. They say they take the calls where these people will actually call them sometimes, like, I'm feeling away, come check on me. They do their rounds. It was about 4 or 5 cops in there. I didn't know this about Detroit policemen. So there's a veterans court. They do have a court for the mentally ill veterans, drug use, and mental court. So that's just something I want y'all to check out. Detroit community policing, neighborhood policing. I don't know how many precincts have it. I know my precinct has it. But grateful for it. DPD is constantly hiring. As you can hear, in my wildest dreams would I become one. But people are quitting. And if you think about their salary, they could do that somewhere else without the strain. Unless, I think the people who usually keep it are the ones who really power. They drink power for breakfast every day. Mm-hmm. They gotta take shots of power. They need power. So will there be any police officers at the Potathon?
Well, yeah, we'll have police and security from the actual the location. The recreation center has their own security team, and we'll have the regular squad out there. So yeah, it'll be all right. And then, like I said, it's going to be a real big festive event because we got 4 football games going on, at the same time. And, just a lot going on with our event already as it is.
4 football games?
Yeah.
Not a home game, though, right?
Huh?
Oh, you talking about NFL?
On the field.
No, on the field?
On the field where we're going to be at.
What? They're going to have football games?
All day while we're there,
That thing going to be crowded.
Yes.
All right, let me get my good wig. I gotta pick a wig for the 24th, y'all.
Yeah, we got food trucks, man. We got we got over 30 vendors already, and we 2 weeks out, so we could put another 30 in right now. Who knows?
And our tent is fire.
Oh, man, wait till y'all see the merchandise. Now I'm gonna release the merchandise for the people that want to buy the 7 Mile Radio gear. It's going to be a limited edition gear because it's like I designed that just for us, for the team, right? Mm-hmm. But real quick, before the event, if you want to purchase it, I'm going to make the link available for the people that want to purchase it so you can get it in time for the event. So that's what I'm going to do. You got 2 weeks. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And after that, it's not going to be available anymore. It's just for the team, just for the podcast team.
That's the brick ones that matches the studio, right?
Tent, yes.
Okay.
And the tent and the studio.
We are taking donations for the event. If you have school supplies or financial donations that will definitely benefit our event, please send us an email. I'll be there interviewing the different vendors, me talking to the different people. Of course, what I like to do.
Yeah, and we already got, speaking of donations, shout out to Puff Danny's of Downriver, right? They already contributed like 100 school polos over there. That we got
Puff Danny's in Downriver.
Yep.
Thanks for the polos.
And we got a lot of more donations to pick up. Like I got some more backpacks and school supplies to pick up tomorrow. People want to donate, and we have a nonprofit organization that say they want to pitch in and help us too. So when they do that, then we'll let everybody know who that is.
Thank God. Yes, amen.
So,
People want to donate. You know exactly where to find us. The event will be at Say Play.
Say Play Detroit Center on Van Dyke 7 Mile. That's 19320 Van Dyke. That's 19320 Van Dyke. And you can go to go to the 7 Mile update page where you are right now. Just scroll down to our upcoming event, and you'll see you'll see the event page right there. You can stay tuned on everything that's going on. Basically, get the notification and the reminder about the event.
Absolutely. And if you are interested in a vendor's table, shoot us a message also, because we do still have spaces and there will be a lot of people there. As he said, there's going to be 4 football games going on. So bring the kids, food trucks, all that.
Yep. Make sure you contact us via inbox if you want to register, so we can send you the registration link and you can get all of the information for everything. And we go from there. Put you on the flyer, and so you ain't got that much time to get on the flyer because we about to print them out real soon. You know what I mean? I'm actually going to get the tent, the backdrop for the tent made real soon with all of the logos on it, and then after
All
that,
the sponsors.
yep, all of the vendors and the sponsors, and from there we'll be good to go.
So with that being said, you all may have heard already, but I haven't told my audience yet that the Detroit Historical Museum is recognizing Mark D, 7 Mile Radio, with the Hustler Award. Let me get a dum. Out of about 500 to 800 businesses, 7 Mile Radio was selected as a pillar in Detroit indefinitely. So Detroit has over 400 black-owned businesses, and I'm sure there are more than that.
Well, actually, they said at the ceremony that out of 800 businesses, that I was one of 36 selected for the.
Absolutely. Yeah. So out of they narrowed that back down, and then 36 will actually be awarded and posted in the exhibit, in the actual exhibit.
They will have their own exhibit in the museum as far as that project.
Speaking of the project, the Hustle is the Historical Society's Detroit Historical Society's newest community engagement and exhibition project. It's incorporating large-scale photography by Detroit photographers, oral stories, museum exhibits, public programming, school tours, and other events that serve the unsung community members and heroes of Detroit that don't necessarily get as much recognition as they should. So the CEO of this initiative is saying that they're looking for all sizes, no matter all sizes, all story sizes, all sizes of stories, big and small. So I like the fact that in Detroit we go beyond the popularity of something to make it significant to us. We like the stamp. Somebody's stamp could just be enough for you to earn somebody's respect. You don't have to just be popular. How like a lot of superficial places like California or LA or somewhere, you got to be popular to matter.
Right.
Even though 7 Mile Radio is pretty popular, there are some things that aren't that popular that, like on a big scale, that we still hold very, very near and dear. You know what I mean?
Right.
For example, the weed ATM. That went on for a couple years.
That guy would have been still on had it not been viral on social media.
He would have still been on, okay?
Yep.
So, but back to the subject, the Hustle Engagement Exhibition Project is sponsored by some really big names. So we got the Gilbert Family Foundation. You better had. Toyota Motor.
Toya, no.
I went to Toya's last weekend. Toya's.
That explains it.
Apple, shut up. So, Toyota Motor North America and AAA, Bank of America, JP Morgan and Chase has also pitched in. And it's very interesting to me how these very, very big ass corporations have finally came on down and recognized
little old guys like me.
Okay, came down and recognized that, Detroit seems a little hard to penetrate something nowadays if we don't go through certain avenues, which are corrupt but narrow avenues. But it seems like if they know that Detroit is mostly black, and we really hold our city dear. We've been burned too many times, so it seems like they're trying to get to the heart of Detroit and the nitty gritty of Detroit nowadays to make their impacts. It looks like they're trying to earn the trust of the actual community. They could, they could have just chilled, stayed downtown. They could have made this project just some downtown shit. And they had a whole bunch of new ass businesses. Oh, businesses that are doing the best in Detroit that only popped up 2-3 years ago and easily put the white money back in the white pocket. They could have easily did that. But the fact that they're making the point to actually be more humane and moral about the way they're spending their sponsorship money actually shows also who's in these offices doing these things too. Let me give y'all some credit. Millennials, we not playing. A lot of us are in these positions to make a difference. And we're strategically getting in those places and then changing the narrative of what would have and could have been. So I'm gonna actually, shout some of y'all out because I know it's some game changers behind the scenes that are making stuff like this happen for the black community in the Detroit community. Like we said, 36 businesses will be selected and honored. Of course, 7 Mile Radio is one of them. This wasn't just a hand-picked thing. It was a nomination, too. So you were nominated. People did nominate. You did get name dropped. I looked that up. Because they had, when I looked this up, they closed nominations. So they had number for people to call in. So somebody.
Well, that's why. And you know what? That was always a mystery to me as far as like how I got even in that, that mix. Because it was one morning about 11 o'clock and I got a call from a number. And I started not to even pick it up. I'm like, who the fuck is... Yeah. So I pick it up. It's like, is this Mark D, 7 Mile Radio? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, this is Mark D.
Bill collector ass voice, right? So I'm like, what the hell? Like, you calling me though? Like, who the hell? You didn't say my first and last name. I'm like, so this is what's her name?
Called your cell phone, not the...
My cell phone. What is her name? I forget her. They got her name on my phone saved. Of the Detroit Historic Commission, and I just wanted to let you know that you had been selected to be featured in our new Detroit Hustle exhibit and whatnot, and you are actually one of the honorees, so we just wanted to give you the information and wonder if you would want to be a part of it. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, hell yeah, it's like honoree, it's like an award of some sort. So then, I didn't realize that I was going to have an actual exhibit in the museum until we got down to the ceremony. Like, I didn't know that I had won, like, honoree. I'm thinking, like, okay, this is just like you're honoring me. Like, I didn't know that I had won. You know what I mean? They was like, yeah, you're an honoree. They put the thing on me, and I'm walking around, everybody, congratulations. I'm like, thanks.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? So then I was looking at some of the people tags, and they didn't have honoree on it. So I'm like, oh, shit. Like,
some people were just selected, but not
and I was like, oh. So then one of the ladies that work at the museum had seen my shirt, because I had on one of my media team shirts. She said, 7 Mile Radio media team, what is that? So I got to explain it to her whatnot, you know what I mean? She told me that she was actually one of the ladies who was in charge of deciding what exhibits go in the museum as a whole, right? So then that's when she explained to me that, like, I was one of the ones that won, so I had to kind of contain myself a little bit as she was telling me, like, oh, shit, like, I'm about to have an exhibit in the... She said all of the honorees will have an exhibit, and I'm like, oh, shit.
So whether it's a combination being selected and some people or never being nominated, or somebody nominated and you getting selected, whether it's still high honor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. And then the fact that we're gonna, so I was like, okay, so how is this about to go? Like, what is the exhibit gonna look like? Like, am I gonna have like a wax figure in here or something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? How is it gonna be?
Like,
so yeah, they told me like, yeah, it's gonna be mostly pictures and just words, just kind of. Because they had an interview, like a podcast. They interviewed me. That was kind of good, funny for me and shit. I posted a picture of it on Facebook, and then they said, yeah, be pictures, and then just quotes from your interview, just information that you told us, and then we'll come to your studio or your location, do a photo shoot with you there, and then take some artifacts from your studio. You'll have to sign a waiver for the pieces, whatever we take from your studio to be displayed, and whenever we give them back, if you want them back or whatnot. So I'm like, hell yeah, shit. So. Yeah, I'm going to put a microphone, one of the 7 Mile Radio microphones in there.
That's going to be nice.
Probably an old mixer, throw Britney's jacket in there. You know what I mean? And then,
that's going to be nice.
I got to think of what else I can, throw on in there and shit. Because, You know what? I'm dedicating it to Brittany. That's our angel. So that's Brittany and my
What's
grandma.
up, Bree?
Brittany and my grandmother. That's who I'm dedicating my my whole exhibit to. So we'll have a picture of them in there as well.
Yes. Rest in peace, beautiful. So I can't wait to see that. Do they know exactly when?
October, the first weekend of October. I believe it's either the 7th or the 8th or the 8th or the 9th, whichever. I got to look exactly because my Google Calendar for some reason is messing up, and when I try to save shit, it just wipes out. I don't know why I don't save. After 3 days, everything is deleted. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? But
My mom wants to know. She said, "Is Mark gonna get anything besides the award? Are they gonna award him with something?" So I was
gonna
like,
give him some money.
"Yeah, that's what she was going." That's what she was going.
I like moms. Like I like you. I love moms.
I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna ask him
I
that.
don't know.
We'll
Like,
see.
I don't know. Hopefully, they got Bank of America involved. Maybe
Okay, we got all these sponsors.
maybe that's the last surprise. They ain't said nothing, but at the hopefully we're gonna keep our toes and fingers and hairs and all of that shit crossed. For that.
Well, shout out to you, Mark. Congratulations. Now, speaking of media, there's a guy that's walking around looking like Charles Pugh, and he's pissed. Oh, this guy, whatever his name is, the reason I didn't bring the side-by-side photo as a visual because I don't put Charles Pugh's face on my show. So, never. It's not going to happen. So,
You stole my lighter, Marcy. Give me my damn lighter.
you know it's mine, but I'll let you have it.
Give me my damn lighter.
I'm not. All right. You got it. So he apparently he emceed the Jazz Fest downtown, which I'm mad that I missed. But he was complaining in the newspaper because he's sick and tired of people confusing him with Charles Pugh. I know, disgusting.
I would be upset too. I would probably have to change my face.
I'm like, put a wig on. I mean, okay, don't put a wig on, but what about grow your mustache or something?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's gonna look like Charles Pugh with a mustache.
he is gonna look like. And I'm
you
not
trying
gonna
to
lie,
change your
y'all.
face now? Now he really gonna look like him because he's gonna look like him, and he's trying to have.
We
a
know it's
disguise.
you. We know it's you.
Right.
They're probably like, they got Charles Pugh doing the Jazz Fest, but he he definitely wants y'all to stop confusing him with Charles Pugh. So when you look at him, take a double look. I think he's a bit taller than Charles Pugh and a little bit heavier.
Can I tell you a story about when I signed autographs in the club?
For the dude from Mint Condition.
As Ricky Bell from New Edition.
Oh, New Edition.
Because my homeboy seems to think that I look like Ricky Bell from New Edition.
I wonder how much those sell for. Did you even look to see what the signature looked like so you can forge it?
Listen, I did not. I signed Ricky Bell's name in my handwriting.
You should have wrote 7 Mile Radio at the bottom.
He had the whole club full of white girls feeling like I was Ricky Bell, asking me to sing Candy Girl and shit. Poison. Like, this is not, I'm trying
Not
to
a
hold my
singer.
face straight while they know it's not me, ladies. Black girls looking at me like, that ain't no fucking Ricky Bell.
They thought Mark was Ricky Bell, y'all. I'm cracking up. This guy, if y'all see this Charles Pugh guy, be nice. Don't actually just look the other way. I mean, I'm not gonna show him. Y'all have to Google it. Just look up Charles Pugh lookalike. Even in the photo, he looks irate. He is very upset that he looks like Charles Pugh. So, the school year is about to start. I don't have any kids, but I just want to pray for all the parents. School year started already. Some bullshit already went down in Southfield High School. Somebody brought a gun up in there. So apparently Southfield's alternative school has merged with the already merged Southfield High Schools. Lathrop and the Blue Jays. Now, and so they merged with they have a more very mixed up crowd going on there. I know some parents that are opting to homeschool their kids. I mean, if you can do that, some people are doing that, but that's my homegirl does to some young kids. I can only imagine homeschooling some teenagers. Good night. But why did they think it was a good idea to merge the alternative schools, the only other school outside those two public high schools in Southfield, right? Because where is this young man going to go now? The alternative school is there already. Sorry for assuming it was a man.
And the whole thing about it is like I'm wondering how many rival students and all of that people that didn't like each other from different neighborhoods
And I
probably
still,
been mixed up all together now because they got to go to the same school.
and I still have the old idea of what Southfield schools were. You know, not hood. I heard it's a little different now.
Yep. So I hear.
I heard, you know, things are a little different.
So I hear as well.
I heard Southfield schools done turned up a little bit. My question is, I don't know. You think
Apple.
if you had a what Apple say?
Apple just said that the alternative school is literally just the kids got kicked out of Southfield High and Lathrop, and now they just mixed after Lathrop and Southfield mixed together, merged. Now they like, what is the point now of it all being of even calling them 3 different schools? I don't know if they still call them 3 different schools, but
No, they're calling it one school.
okay, well. So what? I wonder why that was. What, it was not enough population to.
That's a very good question. I don't know.
So if this
I think
alternative
that must have been a population thing.
yeah, if the alternative school is, excuse me, I can see maybe Lathrop and Southfield merging just for the sake of resources, right?
Yeah.
But now, where is the place that they go when they get kicked out of that school if you just merge the damn alternative school with them?
Southfield jail.
You
Southfield.
just go straight from school to jail. School to prison pipeline is what they're setting up there.
They putting it right,
School
basically,
to prison pipeline. High
Because-
school straight to prison.
because the whole district of Detroit had what 2 or 3 alternative schools.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely was a easier pipeline to prison because those schools could only hold so many excluded and suspended kids, and or they put them to the Catholic schools or something, you know. But that is very interesting. I mean that's the first day of school or first week of school. So what are we really going to expect? And my question is not to shame any parents. I don't know, but do you think that if you know having a kid that he will be able to get a gun past you? Like, I mean, parents, I don't know. I think it's a difference between, you know, letting the kid be themselves and then too much privacy, you know. Too much privacy. You don't know what's going on in their room. You know, they have these.
The last show that was just on the air, the Equally Not podcast, was just talking about privacy in relationships, and they kind of spewed into privacy in parenting and how you regulate your kids as well. So that was kind of the same thing that they were saying, that you don't really give your kids privacy. It's not really a privilege the kids have with their parents. You know what I mean? And they shouldn't have, especially in this day and age when we got tools like social media. They can open up them to worlds that the parents maybe not want them, you know, exposed to at whatever age that they at. You know what I mean? It should be the parents' discretion when they get whatever information it is that they get in a consistent arena. You know what I mean?
Because even those school mass shooters, those parents saw signs and just didn't do anything.
A lot of them not only see signs and didn't do anything, they actually did things to encourage.
And those are
the behavior.
Those are supposed to be the ones that had the discreet behavior. So I know Lil Ray got a gun. He definitely rolling with some people who want to say ta 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 all day on TikTok. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not judging anybody. It's just weird to me. Very weird to me. So maybe because I don't have kids. Say it. Because you don't have kids.
Yeah.
So what kind of consequence will he be able to do? Like you said, where is he going to go? Think about that. Where are you gonna go? Speaking of guns, that mass shooter. Did they say that was the one on 7 Mile that killed those 3 people? Did they say he killed his parents years ago?
I don't know if it was. I've seen that, but I don't know if it was true that they were getting him confused with another kid.
Okay.
From another story, or if it was the same that he just looked alike, or was the same name.
Okay.
If it was the same guy or not, I'm not sure. But I did hear that same, suggestion that he probably was, that guy.
But I did. I thought I heard that he had some prior psychiatric issues. Definitely.
Some sort.
Shout out to those. Not shout out, but prayers to those families. Yes, prayers to those families, to the people who were affected. It's like everybody knows a person that's like at least 1 degree of separation from one of those people that passed away. We all saw those photos online, which brings me to the Angel of the Week. The Angel of the Week isn't someone that I knew personally. I met her maybe once or twice, but she's a close friend to a few of my close friends. And on Facebook, her name is Nico Johnson. I believe her name is Nicole. We met the same weekend where the mass shooter was shooting. But this is the night before. she was struck down by a bullet that was not meant for her while she was minding her business. And I just see how many people she affected. So prayers to my friend Brittany and my friend Joy and Tiara, who are very, very close to her. From what I understand, she was a beam of light and a very, very good friend and an even better mother. Angel of the week is Nico Johnson. And rest in peace. Rest in peace. Prayers to my friends that had to bury their good friend. In conclusion, which is my only visual today, I need you all, Detroit, to help us find D Woods, Barbara D Woods. This is a close friend of mine. Actually, this is my cousin's cousin, boyfriend, brother. No, cousin, brother's boyfriend. Regardless, I don't care if I didn't know anything about him at all. The bottom line is this guy is missing. He's a very well-known barber, very influential barber on the east side of Detroit. He was last seen coming out of his barbershop with a close friend on 7 Mile and Conley. D Woods, he was last heard from July 20th that evening and last seen July 21st. They say he left out that morning very early. And it's not like for him at all to not get back with his family and not check in. It's been since July. It's about to be 2 months. And D Woods, you haven't popped up yet. And your family misses you very, very much. Y'all can screenshot this and share it. Like I said, last seen leaving that barbershop between 8:45 and 9 p.m. that evening. But then also seen that morning. They say he left out his house around 5 a.m. So they say he was a very fun and caring, generous person. He fits right in on this show because he also was a youth sports coach. So he was very influential to the community. We could have seen him at this. We could see him at our pot-a-thon, put it that way. So the family they have been praying. There is a reward out. There is a reward out for his any information regarding locating him. The family still has hope. So they want to bring D Woods home. He is 5'9", about 160 pounds. His brother is sick to his stomach and constantly in a state of grief and confusion. Though, shout out to you, Jason. You are one of the strongest people that we know. We know this is not just your brother, but a very, very close. It's one of your close friends too. They were really tight, from what I understand. He's been cutting hair for more than 30 years in the city and owned a few barbershops. So if anybody has any information, that's the number. And treat this as if it was your own family member, because you know exactly how this feels. You know how you would feel. Thank you all so much for tuning in on the Monday night, late night edition, Have Marcy on Us podcast, virtual podcast. Do you have anything else to say, Mark?
No, just make sure that y'all go and find that event page for the Pot-a-thon on the 7 Mile update page, which is the 7 Mile. I don't like calling it the 7 Mile update. I hate saying that.
The page that we're on right now.
Yeah.
You all definitely check out the event that we're having. I'll share it again. Come out September 24th. Like we said, food vendors, kids vendors, got playscape for the kids, and there's a few football games going on that day. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be 74, 75 degrees. So wear your good weave. I will. And I will see y'all next week.
Yo, 7